I'm switching it up again today. Switching it up again. Cause I see a lot of people do this stuff, this power scaling stuff, and I just don't. I don't agree with them. This is going on my T Dubs Entertainment channel. Uh, I probably won't get angry or nothing like that. Cause I'm not. I just disagree. They be making things up about Dragon Ball, and they make this anime unwatchable. And I'm getting sick and tired of their content. So I have to call it out. I said this one of the streams I was gonna get to either Friday or whenever. But let's see, cause they be making numbers, all these coming up with all these weird numbers and all this crazy kind of stuff, man. Cause they just be really making stuff up. Other made up stuff, made up garbage, made up trash. Ultra ego explain, made up, made up. Let's see here. How strong is black? That's what I want. I'm gonna look at that one first because I'm just trying to understand.
I use Rocket Lawyer to make sure my business is on a solid foundation because I'm a contractor, not a lawyer. That's why I trust Rocket Lawyer. They have all.
Dragon Ball has always been a series full of some of the
By the way, I'm just gonna debunk everything probably because they just be making up stuff, and I don't care for it too much. I don't. Um, because everything is either in the guides or in the anime itself. The feats are in the anime itself. It don't tell you decillions and ultra mega million levels, thousand, 100,000 mega levels times stronger than a person, and I don't think it's necessary, honestly. And it's just yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
coldest villains I've ever seen in fiction. Kid Buu killing everyone on Earth and then chasing them to the afterlife just to do it again. Super Buu raising one hand and killing all of humanity in one attack because Piccolo told him to waste some time on killing humans to buy Gotenks moments to prepare. Raditz coming to Earth to try and recruit his brother to his gang and willing to kill him and everyone he loves if he doesn't. Moro killing every Namekian warrior, fusing together without even ever seeing what he looked like. Broly walking through the main character's strongest attack, or how Goku Black laughed about murdering Goku's whole family just to get the hands from him. Frieza is no exception, with him killing Vegeta while he gave a sad speech about how Frieza killed their whole race and then pretty much just laughed about it. Coming back from losing to Goku as Mecha.
I like evil villains like that. By the way, I'm still going to talk about how they ruined Frieza's character because he went from this being this evil tyrannical person to just being helping Goku and winning the tournament of power by the power of friendship. I don't like all this flaky stuff they're doing with these anime characters. These animes were for adults. We like blood, we like gore, we like violence, we like all this stuff when it comes to our anime. They turn it into a kids show. But that's a whole nother argument.
Frieza to immediately throw hands again, only to come back from hell and train with the sole purpose of slapping around Goku again. Then, when he did die again, he just sat in hell, literally imagining killing Goku from the grave so much, it actually made him stronger.
And that's another thing about Dragon Ball that makes no sense. You imagining yourself killing someone over and over makes you stronger. Think about that for a second. That has nothing to do with martial arts. That has nothing to do with real life. All of a sudden, he's a lot of Omega levels so strong by imagining himself kill. Who would watch anime? Who would watch something like this that's written this poorly? And it went from people having to train to this kind of junk. And early Dragon Ball, they had to train and had to work hard for their power ups. They had to work hard to get stronger. Now all of a sudden, they can think and just become millions of times stronger. Or they can gather some wish orbs and just wish to be stronger than everybody else. How exciting is that? Not at all, really. But still another arc, and we're just talking about the power scaling today.
It's safe to say that most Dragon...
I just wanted to rant out my frustrations with this series. It went from being an amazing, absolutely piece of work to bullcrap.
Dragon Ball villains make even psychos like Naruto's Zabuza, One Piece's Doflamingo, or even Bleach's Aizen look pretty sane. But what Frieza did in this last chapter of Super is honestly a different tier altogether. Frieza came into Granola and Gas's arc, one-shot every single person in it, murdered all the main villains in one attack, one-shot Goku.
It doesn't make any sense, by the way. He went off screen and trained. It wasn't shown, it wasn't displayed, it wasn't explained by any means. He just went to another dimension to train that was similar to a room that Goku and Gohan and Vegeta and the Z Fighters, the same room they trained in. He just went to that room and trained for 10 years and automatically just stronger than everybody. Came back one shot than everybody. And the arc was abysmal, by the way. They spent the whole arc just knocking people out. Goku and Vegeta spent the whole arc winning, losing, getting beat, getting revived, getting beat, getting revived, getting beat, getting revived, getting beat, getting revived. You could have skipped the whole arc. You could have watched the first Granola fight and then just skipped to the end and pretty much grasped the whole concept of the arc. That's how terrible it was. It was just completely abysmal. I'd rather watch a mouse eat cheese than watch this arc. I would rather watch paint dry. I would rather take my knife, stab one of my tires, and watch the air flow out of it than watch this arc. Than watch anything in Super ever again.
Goku and Vegeta that just spent a whole arc getting powers that surpass what made every god of destruction and lords of their universes stand up in admiration.
That doesn't mean that they're stronger than the gods of destruction, though. That just means that they're impressed by mortals obtaining such feats of power. Just like if I see my son right now at 9 years old throw a basketball and make it into the net from half court, that doesn't mean, all that means is that's a good feat. That's pretty interesting. That don't mean he can kick. That don't mean he can beat me up or anything. Just means that I'm impressed with his skill.
Then laughed at them about it, then took two of the main villains' henchmen as his personal butlers, and then left after making someone else's arc his.
Or if I see him do a backflip, that doesn't mean he can whoop me. I'm just impressed by his ability to do a backflip. And Goku's Ultra Instinct is still weaker than Lord Beerus or any other god of destruction.
This is the equivalent of Aizen coming back in Bleach, and instead of helping Ichigo defeat Yuha, he just one-shot him, then one-shot Ichigo, and then just got back into his chair. Black Frieza embodies a whole different level of hatred and pettiness that many characters can only ever dream of having. So in this video, I wanted to go over the Emperor of Hate himself, Black Frieza, and just how strong he got from training.
Hold on, guys, 1 second. Hello? Alright, I'll be over there in a minute. Sorry, guys. Gotta take that call.
Training for 10 years straight to whoop Goku's ass. So obviously this video is going to mainly be sort of more of a hypothesis rather than a factual one, but you guys usually like these types, so I thought I'd have fun with it. We will learn Frieza's true limits and place on the pecking order more in the future, blah blah blah, but for now it's safe to say we probably won't know for a very long time, so let's go over it just for the fun of it. For those that used to scale Dragon Ball back in the day, you heard that right. The current Frieza straight up jumped in a hyperbolic time chamber on some betrayed and trapped in a time chamber type video energy, and
Notice we're almost 3 minutes in the video and nothing's been explained about how strong he is. I'm just trying to see how long it's going to take for him to start explaining how strong he is.
basically got a GT time skip of just straight hardcore training as Frieza. Frieza is the guy who went from being weaker than Super Saiyan 1 Goku on Namek to being stronger than Goku with 17 years of training, Super Saiyan 2, 3, Super Saiyan God that almost blasted apart reality, then that Super Saiyan God form stacking Super Saiyan literally on top of it after training with a God of Destruction and an Angel in just 4 months. Yeah, and now he just dropped 10 years. You can kind of see how this is going to get a little crazy. Even before this 10-year training, we sort of have to account for Frieza's further increases from Revival of F that didn't involve this. Examples being Frieza after dying and imagining beating Goku in the afterlife with image training.
Still dumb, by the way.
Actually is his equal as a Super Saiyan Blue, even though Goku had just gone through all of the Universe 6 arc and Goku Black arc and years of training in his own time chamber.
The worst storytelling ever. How could he surpass all of that with just thinking over and over about killing somebody? That's weird.
Before Universe 6, where he obviously got many power-ups. The most notable increase Goku got from those arcs that is pretty objective is that Goku went from fighting and arguably losing to Hit with Blue Kaioken times 10 to actually trying with a stronger and more hacks able to kill Hit in just base Blue, showing that he got over 10 times stronger.
Showing that it's bad writing. It's horrible.
The Goku Black arc alone. This is of course ignoring the potential fusion level increase he got from breaking his limits versus Fuse Zamasu. I went over this argument in my How Strong is Goku video, but basically Goku, after getting beat around a little, is able to seriously damage a fusion amped Goku Black Zamasu fusion in pretty short succession. Many people have different excuses or reasonings for this, but if you accept this
Plot.
then Frieza pretty much got a fusion level increase of his own by the time he's revived for the Tournament of Power. But at the bare minimum,
Just by thinking,
he is at least over.
he did not train. He just thought over and over. He had hate in his heart, and he just got stronger.
10 times stronger than Revival of F, just
How do you know that? How do you even know that? Where are these numbers coming from?
by image training and not being able to move. That alone should also speak to his potential that many people don't really seem to notice.
Where did that number even come from? Is it in the guide anywhere? He's just guessing. It's just like I said, they be making numbers up, guys. Just go with it.
Account for. However, this potential is actually potentially further shown in the Tournament of Power, where he probably gets even more powerful. During
Probably not. They just making it plot.
the Tournament of Power into Goku or around Goku's level, who by this point can use Kaioken times 20. Some argue about whether the guide that actually compares them is just referring to Blue Goku rather than Kaioken, but you get the idea. By the end of the Tournament of Power, Goku and Vegeta surpass Kefla in their second battle with Jiren, fighting a power stronger than they've ever felt before, as stated by Vegeta Blue when he first faces Jiren actually. Stronger than probably even Fuse Zamasu, Blue Vegito potentially, and Ultra Instinct
Potentially.
Omen's second release. Then Vegeta,
Because I think it'd take an Ultra Instinct Goku to take Fuse Zamasu. That's just me though.
after thinking he took down or hurt a fighter on this level with his final flash, then gains Blue Evolution, which is sort
He hurt nobody with that attack.
of like his version of Kaioken times 20, and fights a God of Destruction powered Toppo. Frieza too takes blows from Toppo, albeit he can't kill him, and Frieza eventually even
Frieza got decimated.
fights alongside Android 17 and Goku against a fatigued Jiren and win the Tournament of Power. If you think
Plot.
Android 17 doesn't get weaker no matter.
And it was confirmed in the movie that Jiren wasn't much stronger than them. He just had a better attack potency than them. His power wasn't that much higher than theirs. It confirmed it in Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Jiren was not that strong. Not that much above Super Saiyan Blue, Goku, and Vegeta.
What, due to infinite stamina or blah blah.
That was confirmed in the movie, by the way. So I'm not making it up. It was confirmed in the actual movie, written by Toriyama himself.
Blah. He was able to take blows meant for Kaioken times 20 Goku and Evolution Vegeta. It could easily imply Frieza got to at least near this level as well, or perhaps even surpassed it by the end of the Tournament of Power.
Not really.
This
could be just plot and bad writing, and just something they use to wrap the series up. It didn't mean, because Toriyama, right, guys. The reason I'm debunking this stuff, because Toriyama writes at the seat of his pants. Toriyama don't take this stuff that serious. He got this much stronger. He got ultimate mega level decillion times stronger than he was on Namek. Toriyama don't take this stuff serious. He thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2, guys. They just wrote this crap just to look cool. They ain't writing for us to take it this kind of serious. Ultimate mega level decillions. He's quadrillion, ultra million times stronger than he was when he fought Goku on Namek. We don't even know that. No one. It's never been explained. It hadn't been explained in the guides. They hadn't stated none of this. We're just making things up, making up numbers, just coming up with stuff that's not even in the books, in the manga, anywhere. None of this is stated anywhere.
is, of course, being charitable, and if this is true, Frieza easily grows hundreds to thousands of times stronger than he already was in just...
How do you know that? How do you know that? You don't. You're just guessing. You're just making stuff up. They're making things up, guys. This is all made up. Because none of this has even been stated. Jiren was... let's keep watching.
48 minutes of harsh and limit-breaking fights. This may seem like a highball at first, but this is actually somewhat...
It's not a high... It's plot.
...supported with the next installment of the anime, the Dragon Ball Super Broly. And in this movie, Goku and Vegeta basically get manhandled by Super Saiyan Broly in a 2v1. And
because that was just the plot of the movie. It just wanted Broly to look incredibly strong.
Even combining their attacks can't do anything to him. In fact, they are so gapped in power, they don't even bother going Kaioken times 20 or Evolution.
By the way, Goku was a lot weaker in this Dragon Ball Super Broly movie than he was in the Tournament of Power because he couldn't use Ultra Instinct.
Respectively, and just run away to fuse. And even
in Tournament of Power, those forms did nothing. They didn't succeed even against the people that were in the tournament, much less a much stronger Broly.
Then they are so tired, they basically just both pass out by biting Broly briefly. It sort of implies they can't just go full power, both combine an attack, and then one-shot Broly or something. Implying Broly is probably in a caliber or a tier of over 40 times stronger than Goku and Vegeta in their blue states, which is actually proven soon as well in that movie. The reason...
Okay, how will we prove it?
And this is important is, of course, Broly fights Frieza when Goku and Vegeta run away, and they attempt to fuse...
Comic relief.
Fuse and actually fail at fusing twice. Since each failure would last 30 minutes, that means Frieza fought this possibly over 40 times post-Tournament of Power Blue Goku for an hour straight. Yeah.
Comic relief. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, guys. They're just making this stuff up. He's tougher because he fought Broly for over an hour. No, it's just comic relief. It's cartoon stuff. It's all made up garbage. No one knows how strong Frieza was at this point. They just made the stuff up. It's just all made up.
He sat there and got beat up by a guy that scared Goku and Vegeta at the same time longer than the...
Frieza doesn't care about anything, let alone life. He will blow up a planet with you and him on it.
The entire Tournament of Power and then some. This is why...
Okay, the tournament consists of a single match with all 80 fighters battling at the same time. The match will last for attacks, which equates to roughly 48 minutes. Don't mean nothing. Excuse me.
I don't find it hard to believe Frieza got stronger during the tournament.
I don't care. He probably did or probably didn't. Either way, it's all plot. It's all comic relief how he fought Broly for over an hour, and he probably didn't get that much stronger, guys. Okay? Goku got weaker because he couldn't use Ultra Instinct.
Power. Not only this, but Frieza and Broly probably also grew stronger in that hour they fought each other until Gogeta finally
Probably not, because we don't know this.
arrives and then takes out Broly for good. Frieza sees Gogeta Blue and this full power Broly and decides he is no match for Gogeta and just decides to leave respectively. This then leads us to Frieza's training arc while Goku deals with the Moro arc and Granola arcs respectively. During the
Frieza didn't train during the Moro arc.
Moro arc, Goku gets a hang of Mastered Ultra Instinct by training with an apprentice angel named Demiris and gets the hang of an even further powered up form called the True Ultra Instinct against Gas.
It's still dumb because it don't make any sense. He turned into this form because he's more in tune with his emotions, even though he had emotions in both states during the Tournament of Power. He had emotions in the white hair too because Jiren tried to attack his friends, so he was very much emotional during both forms. I don't understand this crap. I don't understand it. While he was emotional during both states, it's weird.
Who was wished to be the strongest in the universe,
and he still got whooped. Either way, no matter how many forms and transformations he got, it still didn't amount to nothing. He still got decimated. And one shot by Frieza.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer, and install Honey.
No, y'all make me sick. Y'all make me sick with these commercials. I'm going to get either premium or YouTube blocker. I might get premium so I can download these videos because these ads make me sick to my stomach. They make me want to vomit.
Was before this, Ultra Ego Vegeta, Granola, who was also wished to be the strongest in the universe a while before.
Wishing to be the strongest. You see how exciting that is for an adventure in a story, guys? No villain in any other anime has ever done this. How are we supposed to like this? How are we supposed to like an anime where you got a community that makes things up, that has to hype it up to make it sound good? You have Dragon Balls, quote unquote Dragon Balls, or where you can wish to be the strongest. You have all this kind of crazy stuff. Stories telling that makes no sense. You have a writer that forgets everything he writes. He writes something and forgets he wrote it, so the writing is so inconsistent that you don't even know what the heck is going on. One minute the character is strong as heck. One minute Goku was strong as all get out. He was quote unquote universe level to being hurt by a bullet. It's weird. It's weird. How could you like and follow something like this? This is garbage.
Broly and etc. Frieza then comes in and one-shots True Ultra Instinct Goku, which could bully Broly.
Which is weird.
And even Ultra Instinct Goku.
It's freaking weird. It's stupid. It's dumb. It wasn't explained. It just came out of nowhere. It was random, so no one knows how strong he is. It's all made up garbage.
Goku from before.
Whatever number he's going to come up with is probably made up.
Ultra Ego Vegeta and one-shots Gas and turns him into a skeleton on some Dr. Doom versus Thanos shit. Mocks Goku by...
only thing good about Black Frieza, I'm glad he came in and put an end to this travesty, which was an arc. Sorry excuse of an arc. And he needs to take a hiatus, probably for years and years at a time. They need a new writer, or they just need to stop. They just need to stop this. This is garbage. This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I try to keep up with it because it's Dragon Ball, but it makes me want to vomit. This stuff makes me want to vomit. This is the worst series I've ever... I don't even keep up with the manga. I just give updates and look at what happens and just give commentary on it because it sucks.
By de-transforming to remind him of Namek, and then just leaves after saying he trained for 10 years straight. So, what does 10 years actually mean?
Nothing. It means absolutely nothing.
Can we make a calculation?
No, you really can't, because it hadn't been explained at all.
Or implication of Frieza's maximum power?
No.
Somewhat. There's 3 ways to go about this. You can keep watching and try to figure out if they're going to explain it in the guide or in the manga, or you can shut up about it because it hadn't been explained, because you don't freaking know about it. You don't know anything. Say that it is sort of a multiplicative thing.
No, it's not.
Frieza and revival of Frieza and dividing it by
and dividing it by Namek and times the square root of Piccolo, and you multiply it by Goku. How many strands are going to go? Shut up. Just shut up.
Frieza's power.
No, you can't.
Or 2, a linear.
How can you do that? How? Ultimate mega levels of decillion times quadruple trillion, 186 billion times. How do you come up with these numbers? Y'all just making this stuff up.
Additional thing, and you'd simply add a golden Frieza worth of power.
You don't even know how strong Gold Frieza is. We don't know how much stronger he's gotten. We have no idea because Super Saiyan God wasn't even measured. Super Saiyan Blue wasn't even measured. None of this stuff was measured. All these numbers and stuff mean nothing. They're just all made up.
Every 4 months or
it's all made up.
Make a lore.
It's all made up garbage.
Or narrative implication. The
multiplication of 67 times bullcrap.
Way is pretty
with the square root of trash. You carry the 2 and you get garbage.
Absurd, going from busting up some big stars to busting up dozens of macrocosms over with punches. The number would be utterly insane.
The number would be BS because no one knows.
Every 4 months, and would put Frieza in something Goku and Vegeta
no.
probably wouldn't even dream of hitting even if they fused. At that point,
no.
I'd be surprised if even Whis would swap hands with Frieza.
Whis would decimate Frieza still. Because plot. He's still not even stronger than Beerus. Because plot.
Given those types of numbers. But when
because every arc Beerus gets stronger even though he doesn't train. Because of plot.
Resurrection F first came out and was on website.
First, Super Saiyan God was 60% Beerus. And now all of a sudden he wasn't even close. And all of a sudden he was even further back than that. Even though he got ample of amounts of stronger. So that's the series in a nutshell. It's weird and it's unpredictable. It's inconsistent. It's just garbage. I'm going to keep saying it's garbage because it really is garbage. If you don't believe me, go and watch it. Go on Crunchyroll, whatever you have to do, go watch it. It's trash.
It actually stated Frieza got infinitely more powerful than he was on Namek.
That doesn't mean squat. They say that all the time. Goku got infinitely more powerful when he went from fought Raditz and from when he fought Raditz to when he fought Nappa. He got infinitely more powerful. Oh, so he's an infinity times stronger times decillion plus omega level million. Just whatever, man.
In just this short amount of time as well, so maybe it's not actually that crazy.
He's not. That's not. No, whatever, man.
So if you think that applies to Black Frieza, then this Frieza is some kind of multiversal god.
He looks like Frost.
Odd entity that probably is going to be fighting Zeno pretty soon. But
no, he won't.
But
Zeno could probably still erase him with no problem because he has hacks.
Doubt that, and I don't think that's the implication. The addition way of Frieza...
Zeno's not a fighter. He'll just erase your tail and not care. He erased Jiren. He erased whole entire universes.
Becoming a golden Frieza stronger every 4 months. This method also doesn't work. As we went over earlier, Frieza got over 10 times stronger from image training in the afterlife, and this image...
How do you know? You still don't know that.
Training was arguably less than a year long in the actual manga and anime's timeline, and with the addition theory, Frieza would only at most get 3 times stronger, yet he got over 10 times and beyond and even mastered his gold form. The final one is probably the most safe, and that is the narrative one. The narrative one is how strong do you think...
You probably know Vistaprint for business cards, but did you know we also print that, and that, and that?
I do, I just don't care.
Frieza would have to be for him to confidently come out, beat up Goku and Vegeta, and let them walk free another day. How strong would Frieza actually have to be to not even care if they survived and kept training? And how strong would he have to be to keep his insecure little personality?
I think it's just bad, right? I don't think that means he was just that much stronger than them. Because I'm pretty sure if that was the case, he would have spared all the other Saiyans he killed on planet Vegeta. And he would have spared Vegeta right there. He would have spared this version of Vegeta. He would have spared him. Okay? So we can't use that to determine how strong he is. It's just plot.
That carefree.
We don't even know what's going on.
Frieza in his 10 years state...
He's always carefree. He was carefree the first time he fought them on Namek. He was playing with his food. That's how he got overpowered. That's how he could have easily killed everyone on that planet. With one shot. He could have easily one-shot Goku and Vegeta on Namek. The time that he first fought his first encounter with Goku and Vegeta, when Goku just arrived on Namek to face Frieza, he could have one-shot both of them then. That's how strong he was. Okay? So we can't use that. Doesn't mean anything. It's just plot.
he is training pretty much so that he won't lose to the Saiyans ever again. Not only that, but he is pretty keen to Goku's growth and even notes him as a self-improvement type before seeing any of his development, even before Super begins, even before he meets him in Super, and actually accurately gauged how long it'd take for him to be stronger than him given the time frame. Despite Goku getting crazy god power-ups nobody reading this series ever would have imagined. Frieza called it pretty accurately. Here, he does it again, more than likely. Stronger than any Saiyan, by the way, means he is accounting for Broly, Gohan, Vegeta, Kefla, Goku, and potentially even Gogeta. Him being stronger than Broly is a given. Even Goku and Vegeta are the strongest and second strongest in the universe before any wishes are made in the Granola arc and all the promotional material for that arc. And question who could be stronger than them to Whis and Beerus despite Broly obviously existing and being mentioned before. Broly isn't really the interesting part of this equation. Kefla is somewhat interesting, giving her insane potential.
I haven't even seen Broly in the manga yet. I haven't seen him in the manga yet. So I don't know if I'm not understanding that.
That Frieza
He's only been in the movies, I guess.
would have definitely analyzed, but probably not a huge factor. And Goku and Vegeta, even with their Ultra Instinct forms that Frieza predicted they'd master eventually, gets one-shotted. Gohan is a bit more interesting, as if Frieza can read Gohan like he can all the other Saiyans as accurately as he does, he may have actually prepared himself for an eventuality like Beast Gohan as well.
No.
But
how would you even know that? How would he even know about Beast Gohan? How would he even be able to prepare himself for Beast Gohan? You just see how crazy they go out off the walls? How would he even be able to prepare for that? They'd be making stuff up, man.
But that is far more up in the air. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Frieza noted Gohan's potential, however, and as a child, when he was seeing all his explosive potential numerous times, and during the top, he would have seen it as well. However, the most interesting...
Frieza could care less about Gohan, because he always saw Gohan as inferior and insignificant.
One is obviously Gogeta and Frieza training to fight a Goku and Vegeta fusion rather than them individually, which is why he went so over.
He was actually training to fight Gas because they said he already knew that Gas had wished to be the strongest. He already knew how strong these people were. He already knew what he was getting himself into, and he anticipated them powering up and powering up and powering up and powering up. And he knew he was being set up, so he trained for that. He wasn't studying Gohan. He wasn't studying anybody else. He wasn't studying Beast Gohan, so he's probably not stronger than Beast Gohan because Beast Gohan takes place after this, and they said Beast Gohan was stronger than everybody. So I'm just not. Yeah, okay, whatever, buddy.
Overkill on his training. Frieza, of course, wants to be the strongest in the universe, and while he sees Goku and Vegeta as probably fun rivals to fight with, which was even implied during Namek,
he hates them. He wants to kill them. He loathes and despises all Saiyans.
By the end of Super, where he is just wishing to be taller and stuff. But for him to spare them in that moment is either A, a huge character change, or
no,
B, extreme confidence. If he wants to be the strongest in the universe, he has to know that Goku and Vegeta's trump card is, in fact, Gogeta. And that
I doubt he'd let them if he's that much stronger than them.
Fusion he watched and experienced firsthand. Not only this, but he seems to have gauged that Goku and Vegeta would probably master their instinct powers by this point, at least Goku being able to use the white form. Meaning this dude Frieza may have been training for a potential Ultra Instinct Gogeta. Yeah,
potentially. We don't know.
That kind of sink in. Considering what he did in 4 months of real training and less than a year of sitting a cocoon, just thinking 10 years straight does seem like overkill just to beat Goku and Vegeta, doesn't it? Especially for someone as impatient,
None of it makes sense anyway, so who cares?
Egotistical as Frieza, dedicating
the worst arc ever on the history of the planet
himself for that long of time. Even if Frieza was preparing for a blue Gogeta, which I'm going to be honest, I really think it would be an instinct one, but still,
I don't know. Who knows?
Blue Gogeta.
Who even cares at this point? Because the anime is trash. I lost faith in Dragon Ball. I used to love this anime. I grew up with it, but it's just garbage. The community sucks. Everything about it is just trash. The only solace I have is the fact that I can roast it and its content creators.
Vegeta is considered an equal trump card to Vegeta Blue involved.
I'm going to spend every day, not every day, but every chance I get talking about how bad it is.
Gogeta Blue, made of the same Goku and Vegeta, is probably stronger or slightly stronger than Gogeta Blue. Vegeta Blue in the manga is as strong as Beerus, even.
Vegeta Blue sucked because we didn't even get to see him more than 2 minutes. He didn't get 5 minutes of screen time. It was just fan service bullcrap.
During the Goku Black arc, let alone a post-Tournament of Power Gogeta Blue or post-Moro Ultra Instinct Gogeta. If this is the case, Frieza may have not only been training to face Gogeta, but perhaps as well, even Beerus, who actually directly threatened to destroy him if he trains and becomes so strong he tries to kill Goku and Gang again. All in all, I personally think Frieza is going to be a next-level fusion-level combatant, in my personal opinion, at the minimum, and I think everything
I don't care what he is.
really points to it. It'd be really disappointing if Goku and Vegeta can simply surpass him again with a little training arc, and that was that. But hey, maybe I'm being too hopeful.
They shouldn't have made him that strong to begin with.
As a last point, some people try saying Frieza actually spared Goku and Vegeta because he couldn't win a fight against them at that moment.
He spared him because of plot.
I'm not joking. But not only did Frieza one-shot a guy already stronger than both of them, who actually went Berserker amped on top of being stronger than them before that amp, but he then one-shot Goku and Vegeta out of their forms into base while sparing them, to the point that they were on the ground and couldn't even move. All Frieza would have to do is just sort of death beam them or blink at them, and then they...
All these crazy different transformations make me sick. I can't stand them. You got like 7, 8, 9, 10 transformations. It's weird and it just makes me sick. I hate what they've done to Dragon Ball. I really do.
Would just die. And even
I can't stand this new generation. No structure is in this new generation at all. The anime is garbage. The songs are garbage. Everything is garbage in this new generation. It's trash. The dating pool is garbage. Everything this new generation is doing is just utter trash. Everything is trash.
and if Granola tried to
And I'm sick of it.
step in, he would just get one shot as well. So I don't really know what this argument is. But even then, I would say Frieza, rather than thinking he'd lose, simply spared them because he sees them as entertainment, which was implied during Namek, or spared them out of extreme confidence to show his new power was really a different level, or at the absolute bare minimum, if you think he was scared of something, it would be because he was...
What kind of mess is Black Frieza? They just running out of stuff, and they don't even care. They just giving people bull crap, and then we just buying into it. He is amazing. It's awesome. I think it's cool. That's why we keep getting crappy stuff. Because they're just every time a character gets a power up, everyone's just gawking over it. It's not cool. It's just worn out, man. Every arc is a new transformation. I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like where Dragon Ball's headed. Ultra mega level Death Seal times stronger in 15 minutes. I can't stand it anymore. I can't stand this. We want the old Dragon Ball back. We want the old stuff back. I want the old stuff back. I know it's never going to happen because I'm a realist, but I'm just saying, man, this stuff. I can't stand it. I'm going to roast it every chance I get.
scared of the threat of Beerus trying to get maybe revenge or eradicating him if he took out Goku and Vegeta. Other than that, that's how strong we can hypothesize Black Frieza is.
We don't know at all. We don't know. I don't care even to watch the rest of this because we don't know. We don't know how strong he is. And I really don't care because they pissing me off with this garbage. Gohan Beast versus Black Frieza. Who cares? Who cares at this point? It's garbage either way. No one cares about Black Frieza. I don't care about him. It's awesome. It's amazing. I don't care. I watch this because I feel like it. It's not power scaling, but
you plan.
I just want to. I'm just
every hour, every day. There is no such thing as.
I just feel like
Ultra Ego is the
roasting
latest
people.
Transformation for the Prince in a long line
I feel like
of
roasting
attempts
people,
to
man.
either match up with Goku or surpass him. And it's granted Vegeta power.
It's a bullcrap transformation they use to get Vegeta to match up with Granola, and he still got whooped. He still didn't match up with Granola. It didn't do anything, and it didn't accomplish anything in this arc. It was just complete and utter trash.
He could never even have dreamed of in the past.
It was garbage.
A destructive power taught to him by Lord Beerus, the god of destruction of Universe 7.
That didn't amount to anything because it was still utter trash. He still got destroyed easily.
Today, I want to deconstruct Ultra Ego Vegeta and explain why the road of destruction is befitting of Vegeta's strongest form yet, and
no, it's not befitting of anything. He could have gotten the Destructing Ki without this new ugly transformation. Look at this.
What it took for him to
This sucks, guys. It sucks.
get here.
It sucks.
Trust me on this one.
If you've watched Dragon Ball all the way up to Dragon Ball Z, you'll know what I'm talking about. All this stuff sucks.
will not want to miss this video because I got some really
I'm not excited at all. I hate this. I hate all of this. I hate it, and I really do hate it.
interesting stuff to say.
With every fiber in my being.
Whether or not you are a Vegeta fan, stay tuned.
I gave up on Vegeta years ago.
Many of you are fans of Dragon Ball and retro games like me. You gotta pick one of these up. Limited edition
I'm not picking it up at all.
right now. Vintage Dragon Ball Super.
I'd rather watch this Goku than any other Goku that's current right now. Because this Goku is way better than the Gokus that we watch in Super. The Goku in Super is a complete moron, an utter piece of trash. He's just a raised fighting moron that's been on fighting strong opponents no matter what it takes, even if it means destroying the entire universe. He's just a complete idiot that just... I'm tired. I'm sick of it. They took an adult anime and made it for kids only. I'm just tired.
Super Mario Bros. 3 Fusion merchandise available right now in the new Geekdom 101 store over on Redbubble. These
Whatever.
designs are some of my favorites I've ever done, and you can get it in multiple different sizes and multiple different colors as well.
Whatever.
Whatever color you'd like, ships anywhere in the world, including the United States, and you can get it by the end of the week since a lot of you guys are shopping this week. Not to mention, if you don't want a shirt, you can also get an essential shirt, a
Can I skip this?
understanding his roots and how it ties all the way back to when Vegeta was a kid. I've talked
How does it? Let's find this out. How does... See what I'm talking about? It just makes... How does it tie back to his Saiyan roots? The only thing Saiyans turned into before Super Saiyan was Azaru. Was the Yozaru, the Great Ape. That's the only thing they ever knew about. This wasn't in his roots. Destruction Ki was not in his roots.
talked about this before, but you have to remember that Vegeta comes from a class-based civilization. Your value as a living person, how you are perceived by your civilization, is based on your power level when you are born, which is what drives Vegeta absolutely nuts throughout the majority of Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta could never comprehend as to how Goku was able to not only keep up with him, but at many points surpass him despite being born with such a low power level, and despite Vegeta constantly reminding us that he's the prince. He's not reminding the audience he's the prince, he's reminding himself that he's the prince because he thinks deep down inside that he deserves to be the strongest just because of his lineage. And that is not how it works.
And that philosophy that he has is still better than Super.
In this world. It's a lesson that Vegeta learned from getting to know Goku. They're the same race, but yet Kakarot was born with such a low power level, he was thought to be low-level trash. Vegeta has no time for that, but yet he can't fathom that Goku is not only more powerful than him, but also a fighting genius. And this is the root of why Vegeta's speech at the end of Dragon Ball Z makes sense. But once again, that's something that's very often misunderstood by the fans. But I will do a video in the future explaining that so that people finally can understand what he was trying to say. Let's go back though. Let's discuss Vegeta's evil and his ego versus actual true evil. Interestingly enough, a lot of times the
I'm
word
trying to figure out how this relates to Ultra Ego transformation.
ego and evil are interchangeable. Vegeta did a lot of truly evil things when he was younger because of his ego, because he could do it, not understanding that these things are not the right thing to do. And just because your daddy happens to be the king of the Saiyans on planet Vegeta, he thought it meant he could do whatever the hell he wanted for his whole life until he was matched up against foes that tested him, like Goku and later on Frieza and other characters in Dragon Ball. Throughout his entire life, Vegeta was coddled and convinced to
It still has anything to do with Ultra Ego.
Superior to everybody else. He's a super elite. His parents, especially his dad, would keep reminding him of that. Plus, he did have a lot of power. He was way stronger than Nappa and stronger than Raditz and stronger than pretty much anybody else except for Frieza, not including gods and things like that.
Or Zarbon and Dodoria.
And then Goku came along and rocked his world. Go back and look at Dragon Ball.
He was still weaker than Zarbon and Dodoria and the Ginyu Force.
Super Broly, and even the original Bardock special. When Vegeta finds out that Planet Vegeta is destroyed, we don't see him crying or being emotionally disappointed. He just says, great, now I'll never be the king. He does not care about anybody.
He doesn't.
Who's weaker than him. At least in those days he didn't. It took Goku and eventually Bulma and Trunks to make him come around and learn what love actually was. Now, why does he not care? Because Vegeta...
He grew up under Frieza. Frieza was a tyrannical, evil piece of trash. Well, I love him for that, but that's why Vegeta is like that too. So because that's who raised him.
Does not value anybody who's weaker than him. He just doesn't throughout most of his life. This is why Vegeta never wished for...
And that's how Saiyans were in there. If you go back and read the guides and how Toriyama wrote the Saiyans, they didn't care. Look at Bardock character. That's why I was going to do a video how Bardock character was ruined. Bardock Saiyans are like that. They don't care about any. Only thing they care about or value is their own strength.
Planet Vegeta.
It's just the way Saiyans were.
To come back. This is why he never cared to bring back his own race, because to him they were all weak and they all died. And it took a long time before he realized that there's more to life than just being the strongest. Even before Dragon Ball Super Broly and the Bardock special, this is established multiple times in Dragon Ball Z. In fact, the first time was when Vegeta killed Nappa. Nappa was Vegeta's best friend. These guys had wars together. They traveled all over the universe collecting planets. These guys bonded for a long time, but he soon saw that when Nappa lost to Kakarot, he was of less value to him, and thus Vegeta blew him up and did not give a damn. Now, there are...
Like I said, I ain't got nothing against this guy. I just, there's some things I can't critique or watch her. Because a lot of things the Dragon Ball community is excited about, I'm not excited about because I still hate what they're doing to this series. I cannot stand it. And I'm going to spend any available time I have to telling you that I don't like this series in more ways than one.
Similarities to this when it comes to Beerus, but they're not quite the same. Beerus has the unfortunate, or some would say fortunate, job of being the god of destruction of Universe 7, which means that it's his job to keep the universe in balance with the Supreme Kais, who are the gods of creation. So Beerus has to destroy people. And Beerus has gotten to the point where...
He's a babysitter now. All he does is babysit. Don't believe me? Go watch Dragon Ball Super Broly. You'll see what I'm talking about. He went from being this destroyer god that can destroy a planet by tapping on a table with a fingernail to babysitting.
Civilizations and planets and living beings don't really affect him that much. Granted, there are some exceptions, but when you're going to take the job of being a GOD, you have to, in your head, not have sympathy for those who have died, not be soft-natured, and be able to just destroy because it's your job.
Feels weird picking it up. The legacy of that.
Now, obviously, there may be some guilt in Beerus, but we never really see it. And that's kind of the similarities between Vegeta, the old Vegeta, and Beerus. Vegeta going down the pathway of being a destroyer fits with him, but there's a lot more to it than just that. Let's go back to Dragon Ball Z and to the Frieza saga. Vegeta considers himself the solo example of what the Saiyans are supposed to be. The reason why...
He's still not explaining the form, really, but okay, let's keep going.
He takes all of the sins onto himself is because he believes that he's obligated to be the ultimate example of what the Saiyans are. That's what he thinks Saiyans should be. So because of that, he failed to defeat Frieza, which broke his confidence, which broke his will to fight, and he pretty much, in a way, transferred his true desires onto Goku while he was dying. He told Goku that Frieza must be killed at the hands of a Saiyan. He wants Goku to have no mercy. And it takes Frieza killing Goku's best friend to truly hit his Saiyan roots, have
None of this still explains Ultra Ego, by the way.
much less mercy, and become the Super Saiyan that Vegeta wanted to become. And just to clarify, when I say transfer, I don't mean literally give Goku power, but he sort of figuratively...
None of this explains Ultra Ego. It's just going to go all the way up to, let's see. Where are we at?
Is that he has the Saiyan pride. You know, a Saiyan always keeps his pride. Pride and ego go hand in hand, folks.
Yeah, I skipped way towards the end, and it's still not explaining Ultra Ego.
Pride can cost you, which is a recurring theme in Dragon Ball. Still a bit more ruthless than Goku is, but he knows right from wrong this time, and so he punks out the villains, whether or not he succeeds or not.
17 minutes in, guys, before he even starts explaining the thing.
It depends on the story, and he does it because he feels like it's the only way that he knows how to do it. He will never be like Goku. Lord Beerus tries to explain to Vegeta that being
You could have just started here and it would have been fine, buddy.
God of destruction means having no mercy and no guilt, because there's so much destruction that you cause that if you had mercy and guilt, you'd stay up every night and not get any sleep because of the guilt you'd feel. You have to basically therapeutically remove the guilt from your soul. And in Vegeta's case, it's not going to be something he always does, but if he wants...
He doesn't want to be a destroyer. He just wanted to learn the technique so he can surpass Kakarot. He didn't care about one bit about being a destroyer.
to tap into Ultra Ego, that's how he does it. So we see manga panels in Super of Beerus teaching Vegeta what it should be a destroyer god. The very same thing that Vegeta has taken pride in the majority of his life, which is not having any mercy. You gotta treat the villains like that, homie, not the good people. Ultra Ego. And Beerus recognizes that unlike Goku, Vegeta is much more apt to this because he has a history of doing this. But first, Vegeta has to overcome that guilt because it's holding back his true potential. And you'll notice during the fight with Vegeta and Granola that he's tapping into the part of Saiyan nature that he's tried to embrace his entire life before meeting Goku. Their instinctual drive to fight and to win, essentially to destroy. And the more he fights, the more his brain and his body come together during the fight, and it allows him to really get into that destructive inner power he's got to unleash it on whatever foe may face him. But yet, things get interesting because during the fight with Granola, Vegeta realizes that he's having trouble tapping into those instincts because Granola is literally a person that is an example of why Vegeta feels guilty. Granola's people are victims of the Saiyans. Literally. And it's because of that guilt and Vegeta remembering what his people did to Granola's people that he has trouble tapping into the full power of Ultra Ego during their fight. And when you think...
It still wouldn't have mattered.
Think about it, Beerus may have been the first character in Vegeta's life since, what, Nappa or Frieza, to actually validate Vegeta's feelings of ego and his willingness to destroy. And if you're going to destroy, at least you're going to destroy on the side of good instead of the side of evil. Even though you have to use your ego to do it, as long as you're saving lives ultimately, that's the right thing to do, even though you can easily lose control because at one point Vegeta was going to blow up the entire planet. He didn't care because he got too caught up, but that's how you get the max power out of this thing. So taking this God of Destruction pathway makes the most sense for Vegeta, and for Goku, taking the pathway of Ultra Instinct, the more pure route, fits for him because unlike other Saiyans, Goku is not racked with guilt his whole life. The Saiyans took over planets for Frieza. They killed people. And some of them didn't give a damn. Some of them did, like Bardock. Goku, however, does...
The first Bardock didn't give a crap. That's why I liked him better.
...does not have those sins in his soul. So, in many ways, when people say Vegeta has regressed, I don't think so.
He has.
That's not what's going on here.
Yes, it is.
I think he's actually...
Every character in Super was ruined. Every single last one of them. Krillin, Vegeta, Piccolo. Go watch Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Every character was ruined. Gohan's character was ruined. Every character on the show was freaking ruined. Yamcha. He's a meme now. All these characters are memes.
Developed quite well and surprisingly better than we had originally thought, because now he's finding out that following in the footsteps of Goku is not going to work for him. He's going to have to go down his own path, and that's the path.
That's the path of some ugly transformation that no one cares about. I don't care anymore. I don't want to finish the video. Who cares? I just wanted to glimpse through it to see if it made any sense. Where's the other one? I wanted to do Perfect Cell. I saw one ridiculous one. We're gonna go to Beast Go. Two more. Then I was gonna put it into it. I don't care.
Gohan, son of Goku, and probably the poster child for how to write a son when it comes to Shonen Battle series. Gohan has been basically that crybaby kid.
Let's skip all that.
Of Broly, and still makes this statement. The second point of the Gammas is that they are clearly supposed to be.
Let's see.
He watched the Saiyan Saga battle, and he made androids that could clap Super Saiyan Goku after training for 3 years after Namek. So let that sit in. We'll let that sink in. While I'm personally not a fan of the Gammas being this strong, it is the point of the movie, and the androids have always just kind of done that. These dorky robots that are just as strong as the Z Fighters no matter what they do for no reason. And Piccolo himself even thinks the Gammas are Goku and Vegeta tier after fighting them. And he's a great combat analyst, much more than most characters at least, and has not only trained Gohan perfectly to near Goku's level and just a day or two in the Tournament of Power, but watch Goku fight Moro alongside Vegeta pretty extensively, as well as fighting Moro himself. He has also seen Goku fight Jiren and could sense the power level of Broly, and still makes this statement. The second point of the Gammas is that they are clearly supposed to be the equivalent of Goku and Vegeta in the movie when the gang faces Cell Max. They have the same powers, the two of them grow stronger in battle just like the two of them do, and one Gamma even does a self-destructing maneuver to help everyone get an advantage on Cell Max. I go over a lot more of these reasons in Gohan Beast vs. Gogeta Blue I did with Geekdom 101 and MJTV. You can check out in the description if you're actually interested. Anyway, for the most part, these Gammas are Goku and Vegeta, give or take. Piccolo then goes
Not really.
Orange Piccolo. Once again, I'm not making that up. He's called...
It sucks. The form sucks. The form's atrocious. Look at it. It's the worst thing ever that happened in Dragon Ball.
Orange Piccolo and one-shots a Gamma. Once again, not making...
No. He's still not stronger than Goku.
That he actually one-shots a Gamma that he thinks is as strong as Goku and Vegeta.
He thinks is as strong as Goku and Vegeta.
And not only that, but
that doesn't mean that they are as strong as Goku and Vegeta.
Does not retract his statement about them. He actually doubles down on his statement after doing that. That means this dude, Piccolo, thinks he could one-punch, like Saitama mode, Ultra Instinct Goku in the face, and then fold him like a loony.
They've all thought something, and then until they actually they've all overestimated themselves in battle, by the way.
Toon's character, or at the very worst Super Saiyan Blue Goku, which I honestly wouldn't be surprised about either, but you'd think Hito would have...
They're on the levels of Goku and Vegeta. That don't mean that they can beat Goku and Vegeta. They might be Super Saiyan Blue level or anything like that, but that don't mean they can clap Ultra Instinct, Ultra Eco, and all that other stuff, because no one knows what kind of Goku and Vegeta they're talking about.
Count for the forms beyond Blue, and Piccolo would specify that he just meant Blue and not the Omen forms or something.
No.
But if you need a lot of copium, just say they mean Blue Goku. I don't really care for whatever reason. Anyway, Cell Max...
No one knows.
Maxon comes in and not only can throw hands with this super orange Piccolo that could fold Goku and Vegeta, allegedly, but also the two Gammas that both rival them at the same time. The battle that then unfolds between Cell Max and all of these fighters is talked about in promotional material as, once again, and I'm not joking, the strongest battle.
Because they rivaled Goku and Vegeta, none of those people would have stood a chance. All of them would have been clapped easily.
Battle in all of history. Even if you just mean battles we've seen released at the point of the movie, this would include UI Goku versus Jiren and Gogeta Blue versus Broly. This is apparently a higher level. After Orange Piccolo is defeated and plays up his defeat...
Even though it sucked.
a bit for Gohan. Gohan gives one of the rawest transformations I've ever seen in fiction.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't raw at all. It was not exciting. I hated it. I hate transformations. The transformation looked ugly.
Period. And absolutely
it was abysmal.
Terminator
Cell Max
Cell Max
was a test tube baby.
Powerhouse that Jiren and Broly would.
Cell Max was a test tube baby.
Probably struck.
And Vegeta, it said Vegeta even, like I said, Vegeta stated that Jiren wasn't even that much stronger than them.
With even being generous if you think he's weaker than them for whatever reason. Cell Max can't even punch through Gohan's aura. That's right. He doesn't just tank the attack with his body like Gogeta does versus Janemba. Gohan's aura is too strong for this dude to punch through. Meaning the difference between him and Cell Max is greater than Super Gogeta versus Janemba.
Not really. You can't really determine that.
And even when Cell Max condenses an energy blast as big as a continent, Gohan easily fodderizes it with a special beam cannon to the head and ends the day while Piccolo hypes up how Goku and Vegeta couldn't have done that, in which Gohan actually agrees. The promo material for Beast Gohan also explains that Gohan in this form...
The Goku and Vegeta that they knew, that they last saw, who knows? Because they may have been gone for a year or two. Who knows? That's the one that they last saw. Who knows how strong they are at this point in the movie? Because this is a whole time skip. Trunks and Goten are grown now. Who knows how strong Goku and Vegeta are? They're just guessing. No one knows.
Will now become the strongest warrior after releasing his latent potential. And I'm not kidding when I say that the absolute amount of statements for this are just stacked. Here's one from Toriyama as well, where he basically just says, Gohan is stronger than anyone, or so it's said, but lately he hasn't really gotten a chance to shine. And in order to motivate Gohan, it takes his revered teacher Piccolo rather than his father, Goku.
It doesn't. None of this says that he's stronger than Goku. This doesn't say it. He's actually stronger. Okay, Gohan is actually stronger than anyone, or so it's said. So it's said. I mean, no one knows. It's not really known. It's a non-factor. It's an unknown thing. It's just a who knows. It's just saying that he has a lot of potential. It's not saying that he's actually stronger than Goku and Vegeta.
And of course, this is just supposed to be the fact that
at this point, because we don't know.
Gohan is supposed to be able to be the strongest, and the movie is just sort of reestablishing that information, or that
he's supposed to be. If he was to train as hard as Goku and Vegeta, he would be stronger. But he doesn't train. He doesn't do anything because he's lazy. They write him to be lazy and slacking.
That level for him. Meaning, at the very least, even if you don't believe the Gammas and Cell Max are, Gohan Beast is absolutely putting Goku and Vegeta on a stretcher at probably the same time. Just like Black Frieza did. The only counters really for this that people seem to think are counters are the fact that Cell Max's battle...
The only counter argument I have is none of it's been explained or confirmed yet.
Battle feels a lot like a weird Dragon Ball Heroes battle with Android 18, Krillin, and Fat Gotenks helping to hold off Cell Max for some reason. It's sort of just kind of like all the Z Fighters jumping...
I use Rocket Lawyer to make sure my business is on a solid foundation, because I'm a contractor, not a lawyer. Rocket Lawyer has all the legal documents.
Omega Shenron at the end, and for some reason Hercule can take a hit from Omega Shenron at full power and just be...
Yeah, pretty much. Plot.
Okay afterward. This is clearly just to have some heroes join the fight and lose and not to be taken super literal. Maybe sort of like base Goku coming in after God Vegeta came in and fought Broly. But if you want to take it literal, Cell Max is probably...
Plot.
Just decaying by this point on some Fusion Zamasu type beat after the Gammas fought him with Piccolo, or isn't really using his full power as he clearly uses more power later against Gohan Beast. The other denial point is that Toriyama said that if Cell Max was complete, he could beat Broly.
Now, if Toriyama said it, we'll go with what Toriyama said. That's what we'll go with.
Implying Broly could beat him normally. The only problem with this is that Toriyama would be referenced...
He's still weaker than Broly. So, you know, even though Goku and Vegeta probably couldn't handle him, he still couldn't beat Broly. And if Goku and Vegeta fused, he'd be nothing. Yeah. And we don't know if that's Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego Goku. We know Broly's stronger than Super Saiyan Blue, but we don't know about Master Ultra Instinct.
Seeing a post-Gogeta
or Ultra Ego
Vegeta movie Broly. not Broly from the actual Broly movie. Most people seem to think that Broly would not get stronger after fighting Gogeta, and I have zero idea why. We even see him clearly on Beerus's planet, and it's implied they've been training with him a few times. So no, Broly movie Gogeta still gets slammed, and the statements of Cell Max versus Gohan being the strongest battle we've ever seen can still be valid. Even if Broly in the background is stronger, we've just never seen how strong he actually is, other than the fact he's probably stronger than Cell Max, but that wouldn't apply to Broly movie Broly. Just this hypothetical trained Broly we haven't seen. I'd also say that Cell Max didn't try unleashing his max power once again until Gohan Beast did appear, and I think the visuals and techniques used are indicative of that, as well as the statements. This also helps the movie make more sense alongside the things like Krillin and etc. So, you know, when Cell gets
This movie sucks.
scared, or he starts getting beat up more, is potentially he either powered up or started just unleashing and rampaging all his power, sort of like Kefla did on Omen 2 Goku. The last one is that Piccolo says that without Gamma 2's sacrifice dropping Cell Max's power, they could have never won. This is not because Gohan Beast could not have beaten Cell Max, but
They could have won if he transformed. If Gohan had transformed, he still would have won.
because they never would have gotten the time to do so, and Piccolo never would have been able to restrain Cell Max or hold him off for long enough.
If Gohan, how strong Gohan Max was, how strong Beast Gohan was, I'm pretty sure he could have taken Cell, even with both his arms.
For Gohan to get hyped up and then transform when Piccolo was defeated. Nobody would have been able to fight him for that long, and even then, Cell Max clearly uses more power on Gohan Beast than he did on Piccolo and the others, even when he is nerfed by Gamma 2's attack. I wouldn't be surprised if a hypothetical completed Cell Max was actually a rival to Gohan Beast,
He wouldn't have been.
just like Super
Because of plot.
Perfect Cell was to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan back in the Cell games. And that is just my headcanon, but I do think rationally
I'm glad you said it, buddy. I'm glad you said headcanon, because that's all of this is.
that would probably make the most sense to me from a writing standpoint, and until Super continues, we'll have to deal with a lot of speculation. So
Exactly. So, you just proved my point. That's why I'm not attacking, that's why I'm not angry, I'm not raging out. He proves my point. All of this is headcanon, all of this is speculation. He said it out of his own mouth. All of it is. No one knows how strong Beast Gohan is. No one knows. All we're doing is guessing and calculations. All this omniversal stuff. 'Cause I see a lot of Dragon Ball fans saying, "Oh, they're omniversal. They're multi-universal. They can destroy universes, omni-star levels." All this is guesswork.
I'm just going to speculate that. Gohan, as I said in this intro to this video, was a 5-year-old that could headbutt harder than Blast, that could nuke stars because he got angry. I am in no way surprised that after having his ultimate potential unleashed by gods, in training for so many years, he would eventually reach his own instinct-like power-up by this point, as he always could reach things Goku and Vegeta couldn't with
Everyone else got a power-up, so they gave him a power-up. They just threw him a bone.
far less time and effort. Going from a power level of no more than 14,000 in Daizenshu 7 against Goldo on Namek to literally punching a guy with a power level of 1 million in the face and comboing him like it's Dragon Ball Fighters after getting mad.
Frieza tanked that. He got up like it was nothing. He said
just one time.
Frieza was just surprised. It didn't hurt him at all.
And then
he got up
scrapping.
He got up and beat the crap out of Gohan after that. He didn't have a scratch on him. He wasn't even hurt in the least.
With that same guy after he transformed 2 more times shortly after. Or even getting such a crazy amp as a Super Saiyan 2 9-year-old that even with 7 years of insanely intense training, Goku and Vegeta are still hyping up just how strong this kid actually was back then. 7 years later, and they're still talking about how he was that guy, and talking about if he gets angry, nobody can beat him. He simply just did.
Except Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Did it again in this movie. And we all forgot that Gohan
and Majin
really
Buu
was like that.
And Majin Vegeta.
Just like Toriyama said that he is.
And Goku when he turned Super Saiyan 2.
The conclusion, even after training with angels and learning an Ultra Instinct form and becoming the strongest in the universe to the point Goku surpasses a guy that required a Super Saiyan Blue level fusion just an arc ago to defeat and could beat down Jiren, Gohan surpasses them all by a...
But that was years ago because Goku because Goten and Trunks. Gotta understand, Goten and Trunks were grown in this movie. Goten and Trunks were adults, and they were kids in the other movie. Because this wasn't long enough to determine the power, so they were still kids.
A massive portion. Remember that Goku tired out Jiren in just MUI, or Master Ultra Instinct, and surpassed Broly from the
Beast Gohan sucks. That form is atrocious.
Broly movie even before he learned true Ultra Instinct that could bully that form in all of the Granola arc promotional material, where he is stated to be the strongest in the universe, alongside Vegeta. That Broly he surpassed in Granola would be stronger than the Broly movie version 2, which may have already been stronger than Beerus, albeit I doubt they'll go with that in the final. In the anime version, though, Broly would be stronger than Beerus, or at least Goku would be, as in the anime, Goku in MUI surpasses Beerus at the end of the Tournament of Power, and Beerus...
He didn't. They retconned it after that. He didn't.
Beerus' own words, I'm not joking, Beerus himself literally internally monologues that in a guide, with Broly rivaling Beerus and Gogeta Blue completely dominating.
I work at Whataburger, so I can spend money on the things I want.
That as well.
If it's in a guide, we'll go with it, but anything else outside of that, no.
Meaning, at least using the anime, Gohan Beast might just Terminator Beerus, as well as Goku and Vegeta, probably in a 3v1. Yeah, just as the
probably not
thumbnail suggests, they'd be lucky if Gohan didn't just blink them away after reading a book on how
I doubt it.
Cool bugs are, or something. It's pretty ridiculous. Well, at least, you know, Broly movie anime version, Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, Broly, and etc. Because after the Broly movie, they all get stronger, and the manga would be a little bit different, but blah, 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 blah. Anyway, although I would have liked it if he was more obvious that he trained more. So, one last bit of copium that I think makes the movie make more sense for me.
Look at that form, guys. Just look at how bad it is.
And this is an interview I sort of found more recently from Toriyama. And that interview is that the Gammas in a lot of promotion material are hyped up as being able to compete with Goku and Vegeta. How
hyped up to be.
However, Toriyama makes a statement that's kind of interesting, and he says this. He says, "My favorite character is Piccolo because of his quiet stoicism. It's rare to see him talk and run around as much as he does this time around. And this is also probably the first time he's got a proper transformation. Since he doesn't have any hair to stick straight up, I tried making him really buff and stuff instead, but I figured on its own this would make it kind of hard to tell you to transform, so I actually made him orange. Although there are probably still
you could have changed his color without making him super bulky and ugly looking.
Times when it's hard to tell the difference between this and his normal form. But this is where it gets interesting. He says, maybe I should have made it a bit more over the top, but personally, I'm just happy that he's finally obtained battle power on par with Goku and gang. Meaning that if you really want to get to the very worst of it, he thinks that Orange Piccolo, which folded the Gamma in one hit, would be as strong as Goku and Vegeta. And then you can kind of see how when Orange...
On par with, meaning they're in the same realm. That might not mean that he can beat them. They're in the same realm. And I doubt he'd be talking about Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct. We'll have to see.
Piccolo was like holding off Cell Max, but he was struggling really hard and eventually lost. That's what would have happened to Goku and Vegeta if they tried to fight Cell Max one-on-one as well. So instead of the Gammas maybe being equal to Goku and Vegeta, Orange Piccolo being Goku and Vegeta level might make more sense. And as well as the fact that if there is a Tournament of Power 2, Orange Piccolo being at Goku and Vegeta's like...
God, I hope it's not a Tournament of Power 2. Because the first one, it sucked. So imagine how bad the second one would be.
Instinct levels with the orange form would make a lot of sense, as this would be like his orange form to even the playing field, and that's sort of what Toriyama was kind of imagining in his head. So the Gammas might actually be blue Goku and Vegeta level, and that's why Gohan was able to kind of fight him in just their ultimate state, and then the orange...
And if it's blue level, then he still get trashed by Goku and Vegeta, because they're way above that now.
One would be like the instinct levels. Although, once again, maybe Hito just miscalculated, as he just considered the Moro arc like their maximums, or he couldn't properly gauge it, or...
If he's gauging by the Moro arc, then Gohan be toasted against Goku and Vegeta, because they've gotten so much stronger after that.
Current blue Goku and Vegeta are just as strong as Ultra Instinct.
How would they know? They're on Beerus' planet. How would they know? They've been gone for X amount of
The
years.
Goku from the past or something.
Probably the moral arc.
Now that would be crazy, but yeah. The facts are the facts. Gohan Beast is the strongest fight we've ever seen in history. Well, maybe disregarding Black Frieza, as that statement was made before Black Frieza actually.
Yeah, it's not even. We'll see. What was this one? Gohan Beast. Perfect Cell match. Now I'll be done. No, I think I'll be done now. We'll cover Perfect Cell Max in this other video. I'll cover some more streams in this video in the next one. I'll probably do the police stream tomorrow. I gotta get off here because I gotta go get my son. But I'll do some more streams tomorrow. I'll go get hold on, guys. Yeah, I'll do some more streams tomorrow. Probably one or two. Cause I'm enjoying this. This is fun. So you're gonna get at least one stream from me every day, at least for about an hour at a time. So yeah, I'll pick up where I left off tomorrow. But I'll catch y'all guys later because I wanted to go after Saiyan Scholar again. They making stuff up, and yeah, I'm gonna post this to my T-Dubs Entertainment channel. But I'll do some content that you guys are actually. I do, like I said, I do it towards different audiences. So this is my anime audience, Dragon Ball audience, and I do my regular audience tomorrow. I'll do my police stream tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get that started. But I gotta go. I'll catch y'all later.